We are talking about the introduction of pension reform legislation in October to be implemented shortly after. No consultation with our organizers. Now, the first thing one has to realize, something as the magnitude of pension reform, which could have legal implications and so forth, you must have the unions involved directly in the process, not a token meeting like what took place in November of 2023 last year, where you say, okay, well, we're telling you what we're going to do. This matter is a complex matter. In fact, the actuary who was doing the work on pension reform had different iterations and permutations of how this thing should work. And therefore, it is very, very complicated.
President of the Grenada Public Workers Union, Brian Grimes, voicing apprehensions following the announcement made by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell at a town hall meeting in St. Patrick last week. The Prime Minister previously indicated that continued growth in the public service could result in the government's inability to pay future pension using the existing non-contributory format. Grimes contends that the suggested shift to a contributory pension scheme, which would require workers to contribute 3% of their salary, would negatively affect the disposable income and lifestyle of the lowest paid public service employees.
I have examined Article 4 of the IMF report of 2023. In Article 19 of that report, they have advised the government of Grenada to please do a pay and grade evaluation of the public service. And I bet you, once that is done, many of our workers will have to see increases because generally they are underpaid. Our cooks are underpaid. Our cleaners are underpaid.
He also argued that such a scheme would be inconsistent with the Grenada Constitution, specifically referencing Section 92 to support his position.
It speaks to any new pension being implemented, it has to be more favorable than the existing pension or legislation. It can definitely be argued that this new pension reform may not be more favorable because you now have to contribute.
Earlier this year, the government, through the Department of Public Administration, held a series of consultations on the long-standing issue of pension reform. Grimes stressed the need for more comprehensive consultations between the government and trade unions, which are currently not represented on the Pension Reform Committee, a situation Grimes believes must be rectified for the process to be fair and inclusive. In addition to pension reform, Grimes highlighted the slow pace of the government's regularization process as another significant concern. The government initiated a three-phase regularization process in September last year, with the second phase expected to advance this year. This process is aimed at individuals holding Public Service Commission, PSC contracts, contracts of service, daily paid positions, and those with ministry letters. During the recently held May Day celebrations, Labour Minister Claudette Joseph announced the regularization of 298 public officers across all sectors within the public service. According to Prime Minister Mitchell, there are currently 3,000 contract workers employed with the government of Grenada. Most of these workers are represented by the Grenada Public Workers Union. Reporting for GBN News,